So at the live build challenge this year, we actually utilized it a little bit. So people may have had a sneak peek, but then I'll say we have our experts. So let's just get a general gist and feel for what it is first, and then I will kick it off to you, unless you want me to set it up any other way.
No, that was a perfect setup.
Okay, great. So go ahead to take.
Sure.
You go.
I'm going to do my whole 15-minute spiel here.
How's it going?
Well, I'm holding you guys till 6 o'clock. Thanks, Kate, for having me on. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about our new AI Document Center feature. Important thing to note that this is actually an application. It's coming out of our solutions group, but we're working really closely with AI skills teams to really give you kind of the best possible intelligent document processing capability as possible with Appian. I know that almost every customer has some level of document processing, extraction, or classification needs. So we're looking to see how can we most easily empower those customers to meet those needs with our underlying generative AI capabilities. The AI Document Center, as Kate mentioned, was previewed at Appian World. Got quite a bit of buzz there, but will be officially released with 25.2. If you are an advanced tier or higher, feel free to reach out to your AE and they can get it provisioned onto your site automatically. It is able to cover a huge amount of document use cases. It doesn't matter really what your file type is. Able to handle PDFs, able to handle emails, image files, docx, and a little bit of Excel too. It may not be the best tool for all Excel use cases, but it does work for relatively simple extraction there. But I really think seeing is believing. So I'm going to actually turn it over to Sam to let him do a demo of AI Document Center, and I'll just cut in throughout. Over to you, Sam.
And so yeah, if you could actually share how you're going to share on Thursday, that would help James significantly right now.
Well, he's figuring that out. Lengthwise, should I go a little bit longer there? I mean, I was just riffing there.
That was pretty good. I may sneak in a question of my own kind of there too. Just
I do much better with back and forth. Yeah. When I'm just talking to the screen,
because I mean, one of the big questions that developers are going to have are, like, okay, we had IDP before, and you said it was a standalone application. So what's new? Why the change? I think that would be.
This is why I asked if I could swear, because that way I could be like, guys, you all know IDP was dog shit. We're giving you the real stuff now. Yeah. This is yes, that'd be a great question to ask because that would be able to give me a little bit to riff on the difference of IDP is traditional machine learning, and it worked very well for a lot of use cases, especially around things like structured forms. But AI Document Center leverages solely generative AI underneath, and it is much better at handling not just those structured forms, does well there, but also unstructured documents, long contracts, semi-structured documents, pretty much anything you throw at it. It's getting proven results in production higher than our traditional IDP use cases.
Love that. And I hope that we get some follow-up questions on like Gen AI and like how things have been done in the past. But if not, then maybe one of us can jump in with a question. Not necessarily me, it could be Pete, it could be Sam, anybody. Just kind of reiterating those differences of like, okay, so Gen AI, yeah, like this is different, but like how and why and whatever. But okay, cool. James, how's this screen capture going? It looks long.
There you go. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Better. Yeah. Dev is fine. And actually, I think that plays well for this audience too. They feel like they're getting more of a sneak peek. Sam, I was thinking like talk a little bit about the homepage. I'll cut in and out with some comments as well as I expect Kate might as well. But flow wise, let's create a quick model, show how we run extraction, show how we version, make sure we spend a little time on the reconciliation page. And then if you can speak to adding validations as well for straight through processing. But I might jump in with some of that too.
So, yeah, James. considering the main features are just AI Document Center and then Pete's, like document record type stuff, plus little smart search stuff, you have a fairly decent chunk of time. So, given an hour, and let's say intro and conclusion takes 10 minutes at most, which it won't, it'll probably take like 6 minutes at most. We have a decent chunk of time. So take your time.
The trade confirms one actually works pretty well because that one we know we can set it up quickly. It shows the variety of these all look different.
And you can always like set up, like create a new model and then go into something that already exists to show like the different aspects of stuff. You don't have to do everything from scratch for this demo. Um, yeah. You're not doing anything currently, right? Because we're not seeing this screen. Okay. 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 Phew. We can fill time, but
Yeah.
do you want to call it Trade Conversations Demo 1 right now? Do you have demo on the day? I think the main stuff is good for now. If we get into
Yeah.
too many details, they may get lost in the path, in the journey.
Sam, how about I'll jump in like with a couple questions. Like I think on this one a good one to call out because you'll. God damn it.
I can.
We can hear you, Aiden. I think.
Yeah. Like he's in a bubble.
Sam, can you hear me?
No, Sam.
Can you hear me,
Hello.
Sam?
Okay. On
Okay.
Video Ninja, you mean?
Like browser page refresh, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear the click.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's clicking furiously, trying to do something.
Sounds like an old-fashioned, like mouse or something. Yes.
Echoey. Yeah, that's. Did you send it to the developer, Sam Chen? That has been a problem since his start date.
I believe it.
I know. Can you hear us, Sam? Okay.
Good. You sound
All
better.
This happens all the time to Sam. All right, Sam, I don't think we need to run the whole demo, but what I was saying, like, if you pop back up your screen, I'm just going to start maybe just cutting in with questions like particular things that we highlight, like, hey, what does that portrait versus landscape mean? Because that gives you an opportunity to preview a little bit about like what will be happening on the reconciliation page. Bounding boxes or advanced layout, maybe the same thing, but the rest of it you can just kind of power through.
You might also want to show like a preview of a document or something, like with a little bit more context before getting started about like
That's a
what
good
is
call.
extraction, like what are we
Yes.
trying to do, like what's the goal of this?
Sam, I know that Kate said don't use slides, but I think if you just have this particular slide 8 in this available, because it'll preview the doc. I'm pinging it directly to you. We could hear it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we could. Yes.
Yeah, Sam, that's slide 6 that I just sent you. Sorry, slide 8. Just have that up to be like, we're going to walk through an example of extracting information from very different trade confirmations from different brokers, showing its ability to pull from unstructured documents with a high amount of accuracy. Pete, that's a good call out to give some preview.
Yeah. Context. True.
Smart. That works.
I mean, yeah, cool. I think in general, yeah, maybe we can talk offline too about like what exactly you want to do with the steps. But I definitely think setting up some context and then yeah, going through just creating the model and then I think poking into some pre-existing stuff and reconciling maybe this new model as well. But yeah, with Aiden and Pete and myself, kind of jumping in and calling out different things along the way. Just I would practice this like tomorrow or something and write down bullet points that you want called out or like obviously we know the tool a good bit so we can call things out but have things that you want us to call out. But I do want to switch to Pete's a pro but I do want to just hear from him as well. So cool. Pete, any thoughts on transition from AI document center to what you want to talk about?
My biggest thought on transition was just to contrast them, because I
Okay.
think that will be the easiest. Like people come into this being like, okay, well, there's a lot of document things. Like, what's going
Yes.
on with this? So we'll be like, okay, well, Sam and Aiden just showed you the AI Document Center, which is a solution that enables you to utilize, document classification and extraction. I'm going to show you now the developer tools that help improve how you can build an application that uses, documents. So, they are related, but they're not quite the same thing. So
Yeah, those felt smooth.
Pete's
cool.
very smooth. Cool, and yeah,
Right.
I can jump in and say like this is another feature that we use during the Lab Build Challenge, and it was really easy just to walk up and start using, and like we're eager to hear about like obviously this is kind of an architectural change, so why the change, Pete, or like what advantages does this give us give our devs?
Yeah, a lot of the benefits for this are to improve how developers utilize documents. So there's a lot of challenges with using documents right now where you have to manage folders across all of your systems. You have to be able to use a bunch of functions or plugins to access information about documents. And we want to make it more seamless to access that. So our goal is to improve how you use documents by utilizing record types. And the goal is to allow you to utilize security, make the organization of documents easier by associating them with record types, and also access all of your document metadata through the record types.
Cool. And then you are going to take a basic use case and then add document stuff into it?
Mhm.
Cool. Do you want to
Yep.
share your screen real quick for James?
Do you want us to preview the semantic search thing by like asking a question of like, does better organizing the documents like this help with any of our AI capabilities, or are you just going to lead into that?
I think that's a good question to ask. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the
So
answer is yes, for sure. I mean, the
just
more
you wait
information
and
you
see.
provide, yeah,
I think
yeah,
that'll be really well placed too, like maybe towards the end of this first like demo bit, because yeah, he's going to just add the document like record type stuff by generating into like a base record type, and then once that's done, we can pepper him with a couple more questions, and then that would be a great transition to semantic search and or smart search. Yeah, cool.
okay. Here I can share my screen.
Yes.
James, I'm just full screen on my laptop. Does this look okay? And you're muted, James, I think.
Looks fine to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Oh, video. Cool. Sounds good. So my example, I'm going to go through describing a common use case that you might have where you have core record type in your application, in this case, an order. So you might want to order different items for a purchase request. And I'm going to add documents to this. So it's a very common use case to say that your core record type has a list of related documents. And we've made that really easy. So all you need to do to add that is I can go in and modify source fields. And then you'll notice it now gives an option to add documents related to orders. So I can generate this related record type. I can define different document types. So if I have like an invoice or a receipt, I can add those and it will add additional metadata. And really the goal of this is to incorporate documents within Data Fabric. So if there's any additional properties or information that you want to provide, that just provides more context for all the documents that you're using. And if you think back to when Sam and Aiden were going through the AI Document Center, remember you had the option to classify documents. Well, sometimes if you want to classify documents, you might want to store that information with the document of what type of document it is. So this metadata is really helpful to utilize there. And the same tools that they showed you would allow you to classify documents as different types. Of course, we already got this.
Yes. Make sure you know the names you want for your demos.
Yeah, I have to make sure that it's all unique. So.
Yep.
Kate, I don't know how far do you want me to go into the demo?
You're fine, honestly. I've done this a million times. You've done it a million times. I trust where everything's
Okay.
going. I will call out at some point, like, oh yeah, like this new architecture is really cool, and there's some other things we did, in Data Fabric as well. Like one of my things I would like to call out and highlight is in like the record actions, tab. We have a new
Hmm.
embedded structure where we can like see the actual like starting interfaces, which I think, yeah, is an incredible time saver. And I love how we, you guys as product managers, right, are prioritizing like the experience that our developers have. Because yeah, I will admit, like I go into process models and I would click into the this process start form, and that's sometimes how I would do it. Or yeah, I would hunt for it in my application, but this makes it just so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I can show the document summary view as well from there. And yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. And I like how this base record type also has smart search already, and I assume you're going to go in, show how to enable that, and yeah, nice.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go ahead and that one I need to do a little more work to set that up just
Okay.
because the the queries are a little bit messier. But
Yeah, I wasn't sure like
um,
what level you wanted to go to, because with like the live build challenge, I had people like make an actual like expression, utilizing a query, and then just pop it into like a read-only grid. But I've seen all the really cool
yeah,
things from Jupyter where like they're doing all this nice UI stuff. I'm like, that's so cool, but that's not where my head went first. So
yeah, and it's even some of the stuff that Jupyter did is a little bit like hacky or workaroundy. So I might do some similar stuff, but if people have questions, then can show the actual expressions too.
cool, yeah. I think that's good. I know Kyle, I didn't really give you much to give feedback on because we didn't really like go through the whole bit. Oh, Kyle's gone. But yeah, James, you anything else? I know you needed a little buffer time to figure something out. Oh, you're
Mute,
muted too.
mute it again, James.
Yep. Ah, yes. Yes. That's okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
Um,
All right,
yes,
looking
and
forward to it.
notice that the calendar hold on Thursdays for 10:30. We'll talk about a couple more like little logistics and stuff, but in like making sure you're ready. Um,
I
but yeah,
when does the live stream actually start?
11.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I have the SC Next Gen SC Spotlight also about AI Document Center from 10 to 10:45. But I told David I was going to leave it early, but I
Okay.
just might need logistics of like moving
Mhm.
from one room to another.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. I will see you guys then on Thursday. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.